Hi there, it's John Bice with eXp Real Estate and the Florida for Boomers Network here on Florida's Sun Coast. So, what's the Sun Coast? We're Sarasota County, Manatee County, and actually go up to the Sun City area, which is the southernmost part of Hillsborough County. So, we cover that whole entire area, all the communities involved. As I said, Venice, go all the way down to Northport, which is the new development, which is called Welland Park. So I get the question a lot about baby boomers moving here, and is a 55 plus community right for them? So we're going to talk about that today. I'm going to give you some things that you absolutely should know and want to know before you choose living in a 55 plus community. And we'll be right back with that. And if you found us here on YouTube, hey, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. We put out information 3 or 4 times a week about living here in paradise on Florida's Sun Coast. So you'll get a notification every time we put out a new video. So we'll be right back to talk about the things you need to know before moving into a 55 plus community here on Florida's Sun Coast. So my first point about living in a 55 plus community, is it really like living in a resort? The answer to that is absolutely yes. Now we have 2 Del Webbs in this area, and we also have a Crestwind in Lakewood Ranch. But I will tell you, they are in immaculate condition all the time. The landscaping is perfect. And it's really what you make of the community. Everything is there to be an absolute resort community for you, from tennis courts, pickleball courts, bocce ball, jacuzzis, lagoon style pools, resistance pools, workout areas, clubs. Anything that you can think of that you want to do in one of these communities is there. Number 2, the salespeople in a community. Who do they work for? They work for the builder. So it costs you nothing out of pocket to take us as your realtors and to represent you in the transaction and help you make really great decisions. What kind of lot do you want? Do you want something that backs up to a wooded area, a lake? What direction do you want the house to face? What elevation do you want the house to be? What upgrades can you do or could you put off for after construction to save you a ton of money? And oh, by the way, if you're making this move and you're out of state, who's going to be there to show you the updates on the house when the slab is poured, when the walls go up? Well, guess what? We do that for you. We go out there about every 10 days to 2 weeks as things are progressing and either do a FaceTime with you or do a video for you to show you exactly what's going on in the house. Number 3, typically very, very low crime in these communities. Remember, they're gated, they have 24-hour security, and the neighbors are so close knit that if there's a car that pulls up to your house or somebody walking up to your house that doesn't belong there, typically your neighbors are going to know it. Before buying in a 55 plus community, there are some things that I absolutely recommend that you do. And looking at the rules and regulations and their budget is something I highly, highly recommend, because they're definitely in a HOA. There are rules. Now, each community is different. Some communities will allow you to park in the driveway. Some communities won't. Some will allow guest parking in the streets. Some won't. Some make you have the cars that you have inside the garage. Some have rules against Harley Davidsons coming into the community. Can you have one or can't you? Obviously, the HOA is there to protect and keep everything as unified as possible. In other words, Cousin Eddie's not going to park his RV out in the street and be parked there for the entire Christmas season. So they do a lot of that, but they keep the community looking the way it should. In other words, somebody's not going to paint their house pink, or they're not going to plant some crazy plants without talking to the HOA, and then the HOA says, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So that's number one there. And number two, you want to look at the budget. Now, these Del Webb communities, they're nationwide. They've pretty much got it down to a science. So they know what needs to come from each house in that community. So the average in this area for HOA fees is around $350. Now, some of them go slightly higher than that if they include cable and internet, but on average is $350. And what does that cover? All of your yard work. You don't have to do one thing outside of the house. They mow, they edge, they trim, they spray for weeds. They even set the sprinkler system for you for different times of the year, and you don't even have to worry about that. And in this area, that's reclaimed water. So it's very inexpensive. It's like $7 a month to keep your grass watered. So that's another bonus. So that's what those HOA fee covers. Now, different communities are different also. The Del Webbs, they have a restaurant with inside their community. So there's I believe it's $500 a year fee that they ask you to spend in the restaurant. So those are just some of the things to consider, but we'll help you with all of these things. And again, it's nothing out of pocket to use us to help you with the right choice in these communities, the right model home for you, not too big, not too small. What direction do you want that house to face? Do you want it facing north, south, east, west? Is a sunset view important to you? Is the breeze blowing through your house during our spectacular time of year, which is November through April, more important to you? Do you want a pool? Do you want to use the community pools? We help you with all those. So feel free to reach out to me, 941-962-7443. If you've got any questions about moving to Florida's Suncoast, I'm here for you. I've been doing this 17 years and helping baby boomers move to Florida's Suncoast for a long, long time. So I look forward to hearing from you. I look forward to helping you find your home here on the Suncoast, and I hope to hear from you very, very soon.